Chapter 952. What a Small World. Danitz jumped in fright as he blurted out, "Sorry, I didn't see anything." Before he could finish his sentence, he had already pulled the door handle towards him. Bang! The door closed, emitting a sound that echoed through the corridor. At this point, Danitz finally came to a realization. What was I doing just now? What is Anderson doing? He instinctively removed the black boxing glove and thought bitterly with a frown. Finally, he decided to return to his room, pack his luggage, and leave. As for what Anderson was trying to do, he felt that something was amiss despite his curiosity. He had no plans on getting himself involved in it, lest he fell into a trap. Captain said that I should maintain fear and respect towards the unknown, so I should distance myself from this. Just as Danitz turned around, he suddenly heard the door unlock before being opened. Anderson, whose buttons on the lower part of his shirt weren't buttoned up, walked out with a dull, pitch-black knife. He looked at Danitz with a mixed expression. "Aren't you going to try to stop me?" Danitz acutely noticed the chance to mock him as he sniggered. "That's your freedom. If you didn't leave a will, I'll be rich." Anderson rubbed his cheeks. "Aren't you curious about what I encountered?" Danitz glanced at him suspiciously. "I keep feeling as though you're up to something." Anderson roared with laughter. "Well, I had been captured some time ago and was soaked in strange blood with all kinds of ingredients. I was corroded by it for an extended period of time until a strange chrysalis was formed inside my body. This was to create the effect of having a certain level of attraction towards high-sequence beyonders of the hunter pathway." As he spoke, he pointed at his abdomen. Danitz was taken aback. "I've never really heard of something like that. If you were another sex, I might have imagined that you're pregnant." He paused for a moment before asking, "That strange fellow in Revival Square was attracted by the baby, no, chrysalis in your stomach." Anderson nodded as Danitz gestured with his hands. "You were trying to cut open your abdomen to extract the chrysalis." Anderson replied honestly, "Yes, I'm worried about how it would affect me, or if it will continue attracting demigods. I have to make every second count to remove this latent problem." Danitz thought before asking in puzzlement, "Then why aren't you making the attempt? You forgot to set up a will, and you want me to be your witness." Anderson's facial muscles twitched as he chuckled. "Not bad, your provoker potion should almost be digested." He then sighed. "After some careful analysis, I believe there's no direct way to extract it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have soaked me in blood and allow the ingredients to seep into me. They could have just opened up my stomach and placed the chrysalis inside before sewing me up." Without waiting for Danitz's reply, he said in thought, "Don't you have the method to contact Jayaman Sparrow? He's been through so much and knows so much, so I would like to consult him on how to resolve this problem." In recent months, Danitz was extremely afraid of people raising the matter about him knowing Jayaman Sparrow, so he subconsciously retorted, "No, I haven't seen him since I left the Golden Dream." Anderson curled the corner of his lips and said, "When you were writing to Jayaman Sparrow, I was beside him and have met his messenger." Danitz's expression immediately froze. He forced a smile after a few seconds. "Then why don't you directly summon his messenger?" Anderson raised his hand again and touched his throat, chuckling. "I don't know the ritual for summoning his messenger." Danitz still suspected that Anderson was up to something and was unwilling to confirm that he had been repeatedly communicating with Jayaman Sparrow. He then suggested, "Actually, you can always seek the help of our captain on such matters. She's very knowledgeable and good at research. She knows many secret techniques and can also seek the Church of the God of Knowledge and Wisdom for help. She should be able to give you the solution for resolving the matter of the chrysalis in your stomach." "Haha, if you're embarrassed, I can talk to her for you." Just as he said that, he saw Anderson's face beam. He quickly replied with a rushed tone, "All right, let's do that. I've already packed my luggage. When shall we set off?" Danitz fell into a daze for a few seconds, feeling that he had been tricked by Anderson. He returned to the room, drank his remaining beer, and threw all the miscellaneous items into his luggage bag, leaving behind a dried leaf with golden patterns. This was the token Danitz previously used to establish contact with the Northern States' dominant leader, General Mason Shea. Following Jayaman Sparrow's instructions, he left the leaf inside and allowed the person in charge to follow up. In the room that Danitz checked out of, a candle was suddenly lit as a 2-meter-tall scarlet flame burgeoned. Amidst the flames, a figure walked out. He was wearing a silk top hat, black formal suit, and had white sideburns. He looked outstanding with his deep, blue eyes and mature demeanor. He was none other than Klein as Dwayne Dance. After picking up the leaf with golden patterns, Klein left the hotel, circling around the sealed-off Revival Square, and came to Kokawa's core region, White Feather Square. Mason Shea's residence was there, located beside a death cathedral that descended downwards. As a standard Lonese gentleman, Dance looked out of place when walking through the city. Here, the foreigners were a minority, with most foreigners seen around the few major embassies located around Rejoice Square. The other places were filled with mostly locals from Balem. Their skin was slightly brown, and they had curly black hair. Their facial features were soft, and in the eyes of most people from the northern continent, people of the same sex all looked the same, aside from the differences in height and weight. These locals, be it male or female, enjoyed rolling dried tobacco leaves into Balem cigarettes. Along the way, Klein would see residents spewing out smoke alongside the road from time to time. In addition, many of them hung a fruit known as dalawa by their waists. This fruit was the size of 2 fists, with thick skin. After digging open a tiny hole and eating the flesh inside, one could use it to store water, alcohol, and other beverages. Based on Klein's observations, they mostly drank an orange-yellow guadar. It was sour with a hint of sweetness, good at quenching thirst and relieving heat. It was also great at keeping people awake. I didn't have a chance to try it before. Klein mumbled as he found the guard manning the general's residence and sought to meet a man named Haggis. Due to his appearance as a Lonese person and a gentleman, the guard didn't deny his request or make it difficult for him. He got a person to head in to get a man in his 30s. The man's facial features and skin were that of a standard Balem native. However, his curly black hair had been pulled straight and neatly combed back as though he was trying to mimic members of high society in the various countries of the northern continent. He wore a white shirt and a black vest, matched with a very formal bow tie. Upon seeing Dwayne Dance, he said in standard Lonese, "Good afternoon, I'm Haggis. Nice to meet you." His accent was a little odd, different from any borough in Lone. Klein had lived in high society for quite a period of time, so he wasn't too surprised. He said with a smile, "Good afternoon, I'm Dwayne Dance. I never expected to meet a gentleman who's so good at using the accent of Lonese nobles." Haggis couldn't help but smile. Many children of noble birth from Lone have come to East and West Balem to seek out opportunities. I was fortunate to learn from them. Oh, I might know some of them. Klein wasn't in a rush to talk business as he began making small talk with Haggis like a gentleman. Haggis smiled. "My friend includes Colonel Alfred Hall, the second son of an earl." Hall, Klein let out a soft chuckle. "I once met Earl Hall at a charity party. He's a true noble." "What a small world." Haggis nodded in agreement. "Perhaps this is an arrangement of fate. Unfortunately, Alfred was transferred to East Balem last year." He didn't continue, as he immediately invited Dwayne Dance into the general's residence. When passing through the side door, Klein suddenly looked up, glancing at the embedded stained glass above. The glass shimmered like a rainbow under the illumination of sunlight, as though gazes were sweeping past.